Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Marina, I'm a portrait and music photographer in Seattle. So I've got my hands on Wolfen NC500 film, and today I would like to show some of the images that I've got and share my first impressions about this film. Wolfen NC500 is a 400 ISO film. I personally find it a little bit confusing just because there is 500 number is in the name, and I would expect that 500 would stand for ISO, but maybe it's just me, or I don't know the logic behind it. On Orwo website there is a little information about this film, and they say it is based on Agfa stock, which is famous for their greens, desaturated shadows and enhanced grains. And just by looking at my images, I totally see all of that. In US, this film cost $16, which is the same price as Portra 400, for example. This film comes in plastic canisters without DX code. There are 36 exposures per roll. I absolutely hate plastic canisters like these. I never have good experience with them, and this time was not an exception. I had so much troubles with this. I think it was faulty, and the camera that I've used with this film was automatic. So once I've shot the last exposure, the film started to rewind, but I've heard the weird noise from my camera, and I figured that rewinder is just like spinning, but the film is actually not moving. Needless to say, I had to go to the darkroom, open the camera, take out the film and rewind it manually. Thankfully, I saved this film roll. Anyways, these are garbage. I hate these canisters, and I am not the only one. But seriously, can we have metal canisters back? I decided to shoot this film at golden hour just because at that time of the day the light tends to be softer, more diffused, and just looks more flattering on skin. As far as camera, I have used my Pentax MZ6 with 50 and 28mm lenses. Also, for some shots, I have used this funky prism filter that I found at estate sale recently. The only thing about this type of filters, I would say, they make focusing a little bit more challenging. I've used my in-camera light meter and I've metered at ISO 400, I think. Just by looking at these photos, I do see this very harsh grain, considering this is 400 ISO film, and I do see lower contrast and more muted colors. Another thing that I've noticed while shooting NC500 is this film extremely similar to Loma Metropolis, and just by comparing the negatives, there is lots of resemblance between these two. Both of these films have no numbering on the edges. Both of these films also have this olive green base. This is probably not the most accurate representation of the color just because the light in my softbox is warm, but in real life the bases of both of these films look very, very similar. Maybe Loma Metropolis based on exactly the same Agfa stock as Wolfen NC500. To me personally, there are way too many similarities. And while at it, I decided to shoot a couple rolls of Portra 400 and 800 with Hasselblad 500 cm, and I have used Black Pro Mist Filter 1 attached to the lens. Pro Mist 1 is a very strong diffusion filter, so that's where this very prominent glow comes from. So as we can see, the images that were shot on Portra are a lot more warmer and dreamy. The images that were shot on Wolfen NC500 are way more moody and dark, even though the light conditions were very, very similar. Just by shooting one roll of this Wolfen NC500 film, so far I like it. I would use it again. I actually have another roll in my fridge that I'm gonna use sometime soon and see whether I'm gonna get similar results. Let me know in the comments if you have shot Wolfen NC500 film and what do you think about it. Do you also think that Loma Metropolis and Wolfen NC500 is exactly the same film stock? Thanks for watching this video and see you in another one.